Hi, everyone. I'm Dorothea Hendricks, your communication coach and presentation skills and the art of speaking. Every week, I do a short video, one video, and it might be about me, myself, and I, my learnings in life, how to communicate more effectively, relationship building, speech making, or it might be an inspirational essay that I found that I so feel I want to share, or it could be a learning as pieces of advice from someone else on how to be successful, how to build your confidence. So I take information from many different sources. Today I'm taking a story from one of my favorites. That's Pieces of My Mind and one of my favorite authors, Andy Rooney. Andy Rooney died in 2011 at the age of 92. And of those years, 92 years, 70 of those years were spent as a writer. He won bucket loads of awards, wrote numerous books, and became a famous face on 60 Minutes, that American magazine TV show. Andy Rooney has a very interesting way of looking at things, and he makes me laugh. He makes me think about things in a different way. Today, here's a short story about speech making. So if you've ever given a speech, or thinking of giving a speech, a presentation of any kind, here is Andy Rooney's little discourse on speech making. If you've ever talked in front of a group of more than 10 people, you know how nervous you can get. In the past few years, I've spoken about 20 times to large audiences, and I was as nervous before the last one as I was before the first. Being nervous before speaking just doesn't seem to go away. There are some things I've learned about speech making. Sitting at the head table, waiting for your turn while everyone else eats dinner for several hours is the hardest part of making a speech at a banquet. A lot of organizations that ask you to speak don't care what you talk about, as long as you show up on time and don't talk for too long. You have to give a longer speech when the event is held in an auditorium than you do when you're speaking at a dinner, because in an auditorium, these people came for the single purpose of hearing you. If you make a half an hour speech, it takes about 3 weeks. It takes a day to get there, a day to get back, a couple of days to prepare it, and several weeks to worry about it. It's strange to be introduced by someone you've never met. The worst thing that can happen is if they give out awards, citations, trophies, or plaques before you speak. Those presentations take forever, and after they're over, everyone's ready to go home and not listen to you speak. If the speech is at dinner, you usually sit next to the wife of the president. She's almost always bright and friendly. I usually like her better than the president. It's difficult to make small talk when you're nervous, though. The toughest audience is at a banquet where they're all sitting at round tables. There are 10 or 12 people at a table, and the tables are widely separated so the waiters can get through. It's late, everyone's been drinking and eating, and they can't hear what you're saying very well anyway. Getting dressed in a hotel room before a speech, I almost always feel there's something wrong with my clothes. There's a button missing on my shirt. I brought brown socks, and I'm wearing a blue suit. Or there's a spot on my necktie. Usually the podium on the speaker's platform is high enough so you don't have to worry about having your pants pressed. The worst introductions are when a person introducing you tries to be funny. The best introductions are invariably the shortest. I've had introductions that were as long as my speech, and there really isn't that much to say about me. Even when I'm the main speaker, there's almost always someone on the program who speaks better than I do. The strange thing about speaking is that you only know for sure that you've made a point with an audience when you say something funny and they laugh. If you make a point you hope is good and serious, there's no way for them to let you know. They always give you a glass of water, but I never drink any. When there are questions afterwards, there's always one person who gets up and embarrasses everyone by asking a really stupid question. No matter how bad I may have been, someone always comes up to me and tells me I was great. If most people are polite but distant when you're leaving, you know you bombed as a speaker. Someone always thanks you profusely for coming, even when they've paid you to do it. There are few pleasanter times in life than when you've finished speaking. Thank you, Andy Rooney. Until next time, this is Dorothea Hendricks wishing you mountains of success.